My name is Orla Fahy. My student number is C13520633, and I've made a virtual jukebox in processing with Christine Fahy. So first, I'll give a run through of the code, and then I'll show the program actually running. So here's the main, and first, the minimum libraries are imported, as they're needed when working with MP3 files. Then a few global variables are declared, along with all the images that were needed to run the program. Two arrays, audio player and audio metadata, are declared of size 16. This is because we have 16 MP3 files that we want to load. In setup, down here, a for loop is used to fill both arrays. Ints are converted into strings on this line here. This is to load the MP3 files that are named 0 to 15. The metadata, which is information about a file as opposed to the actual content of the file. This is stored in the array audio player, which will be accessed when information such as the artist, the title, or the genre of the song is needed. Now here a random song is generated. This simply means that when the user presses the play button, a random song will start. It won't be of the user's choice. Now we also have three array lists, squares, which are lights, sequence, and buttons. Buttons relate to the number of songs imported, where squares, these are randomly generated colored lights on the main screen. Sequence is an array of randomly generated ints, each having a corresponding light. Now, if the int is in the array, this will set the corresponding light to true, which will cause it to flash, otherwise it will be set to false. This then brings us down to the main. Main is simply a very small two if statements. The splash screen is originally called when the program is turned on, and when the start button is pressed, the player function is called. Now, most of the user interaction is done using buttons. So a large amount of buttons were checked in both mouse pressed and mouse clicked. Then we'll go over to player. Here, player. So here, the numbers are called from sequence in relation to the frame rate, calling each button, each light as true or false, which will cause the flashing. Now, next, the waveform is drawn. This is done by connecting neighbor values by using the song's data that was previously read in, such as the metadata. And lastly, on the main screen, there are some buttons which are used for user interaction. These include an off button, which will allow a graceful exit, a pause play button, forward, back, and menu. Now, when menu is pressed, this will bring the user to the main menu. They'll be displayed three options. This is to either display all songs, to search songs by genre, or to go back to the jukebox, as the song will continue playing while in the main menu. So first we'll look at all songs. Here a for loop places all the songs, all the titles, authors, and genres, as well as a corresponding play button. Each button is checked in the main by passing a different value in depending on which one was selected. In genre, the user is presented 6 further buttons. These just correspond to the 6 genres which we've included, which include metal, pop, traditional, rock, Indian, electronic. Each one will pass a different variable into our next function, which will be song selection. Now, song selection is where the value is passed. I will take metal for an example. If pressed, the variable but will equal to 1, it will loop through all the songs that have been loaded, comparing the comment in the string in the song here to the string metal using the dot equals function. The same is done for all further functions, as you can see here with pop, if but is equal to 2, it will do exactly the same with pop. Display all the songs where the comment is pop and a corresponding play button. So now I'll run the program. This is just the splash screen with the group name. So press the on button.
Won't you stay with me?
Here you can see the main screen with the flashing buttons, or the flashing lights surrounding the main screen that the waveform is drawn in. Now all these buttons work for the user. The pause button stops everything altogether, including the flashing lights. Press play to restart it. Now you can go to the next song that you want to go to. It will continue to loop through the songs, or you can go back to what you were previously playing. And the artist's name and the title of the song will always be displayed down the bottom. Now menu, the music continues playing, and I said 3 options are given: all songs, display the list of all the songs. So if I wanted to play Warriors by Pop Roach, I would click the corresponding play button, and that's what would load in the player in the jukebox. Now if I want to go to menu and pick by genre, I can search by genre, including the 6. If I was to play a rock song and I wanted to play Are You Mine by Arctic Monkeys, this will also work. Lastly, the user has an off button at all times on the main screen that can be pressed for a graceful exit.